Hello. Gotta get myself in frame. What's up, people? It's weird saying that because there's no one in here yet. Hopefully there's people in here soon. What's up? Robert Price. Carl Jans. Hey. Thanks for joining. Thanks. Hey. 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 First in. Yes. Tommy. Catherine. Dave. See, right now, there's already more people than were in the first live stream. So thank you guys for joining. I guess it kind of helps whenever you actually post something ahead of time and say what you're going to be doing. Yeah, I gave a little bit of a notice. Like an 8-hour notice. Last time I just was like, hey, I think I should do a live stream right now. That's whenever I had the ginger video was messing up. I had to take it down. Well, I woke up at 2:10 a.m. here. It's currently 8:16 here p.m. $3:15 in the morning where you live. Where is it that you live? 3 a.m. here in Belgium? Man, that's crazy. It's still really crazy to me that people are actually watching me from wherever in the world. Croatia? 4:15 a.m. Dang! What are you guys doing? I appreciate you joining me, by the way. It is very much appreciated. Quebec. $2:15 in England. You have loads of European fans, it seems. Yes. I'm from the United States. Hopefully everybody knew that already, but I'm from the United States, and only 20% of my viewers are from the United States. I have more of a following in Finland than I do my own country. Hey, dude, you seem cool. Any chance I could get some advice on how to get my neighbors to give my dog back? Go knock on their door and say, give my damn dog back. Why do your neighbors have your dog? Cheers for all the entertaining reactions and good insights. Thank you. Thank you for watching them. I'm just happy that people are enjoying it and actually viewing it. I don't do much with my holiday, so I watch YouTube at this hour. Nice. I actually had to go back to work yesterday. I was off for like 12 days and I had to go back to work on yesterday, which was my birthday. Which always sucks. I always had to go back to school on my birthday, and now I always have to go back to work on my birthday from the Christmas break. I just turned 27 yesterday. I know I look like an old man. I've looked exactly the same as this since I was like 16 or 17 years old. Been bald, beard. Yeah, I had 12 days off. That's the only time of the year we get off, and we don't get to choose when we get off at all. The factory shuts down in around the 4th of July, which is Independence Day here in the United States. They shut down for inventory, and then around Christmas they shut down again. Thank you. I work at a factory and I paint boats. That's why if you ever see any little spots on my fingers or on my arms or anything, whenever I get home, I have to like wash, and I usually just hop in the shower covered in paint. How long have you been playing guitar for? I've played guitar since I was 8 years old, and I'm just turned 27, so 19 years. And vocals, if you had lessons. I have not ever had vocal lessons. Vocals are by far my weakest thing. I also played drums and piano and bass guitar, which is easy if you play guitar. I record all my own music and all that stuff as well. How many of you guys actually play instruments? That's one thing I wanted to know. I know Mick said that he plays guitar. There's a few places like that here. I have 5 weeks of vacation a year. See, I don't get to choose my vacation whatsoever. We get off those certain dates and that's it, which kind of sucks. I play trumpet and drummer here. I played flute in high school. Do you play anything in drop C? I do play some things in drop C. I normally keep this guitar right here. This is my favorite one. I keep it in drop A. Favorite band. My favorite band probably is Architects. If you haven't ever heard of them for any reason, go check out Architects. I've done a reaction to one of their songs. They're the only band that I can really think of that every single song by them I like. Like you can sit and listen to their entire album, every one that I've ever heard, and not have to skip anything, which is good. I usually listen to them in the gym whenever I'm lifting weights. It's good lifting weights music, and you don't have to worry about skipping anything. When I see your background, I see you're a fan of DC and Star Wars. Have you listened to Bat Metal? I have not. Currently learning violin. I really have always wanted to learn violin. Cello, I said this in a couple of videos, at least one I know of. The cello, the sound of like a smooth playing cello, is my favorite sound in the entire world. Always secretly, not so secretly, wanted to learn the cello, but that would be way too hard now. That's the problem I had with piano. Like I've kind of gotten stagnant on my learning with piano because I'll get learning something on it and I'll just be like, I can just go play this on guitar, like way easier, way faster. As a drummer myself, always interested to hear your take on drum lines and songs, especially interesting during your Ginger journey. Yep. Ginger. Everyone called that guy my twin, their newest drummer, and he's fantastic. If I could play the drums as good as that guy, I would stick with the drums. Apparently that guy can also play guitar really well, so apparently he's pretty talented as well. Playing guitar for 6 or 7 years. Nice. Bought my guitar, first guitar I've been learning. That's good. Playing guitar for 7 years now, and some other drums, keys. I would enjoy learning how to play drums and guitar, but don't have time. Yeah, that. I don't know how old you are, but as you get older, time starts slipping. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm young, I know, I just turned 27, but I got kids, I got family to support. It seems like there's never enough time. I work, like this morning, this is the evening for me, so if you can tell these bags underneath my eyes, that's because I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I went to work by 5:30 and I worked for 12 hours plus an hour of downtime, half an hour of lunch, and then 45 minutes of break in there. So I actually worked from 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. tonight. And it is now 8:24, and I'm half past dead right now. Drum, guitar, and piano. Bass. Throat a list. Nice. Shredding some Guthrie Govan right now. Guthrie Govan. His name is difficult to say. He's crazy. He is insane. Architects. Nice one. Architects is good. How long is the review list? The review list is probably 200 or 300 deep. And I ended up just like, unless I specifically say I'm putting something on the list, whenever I comment back to you, I didn't put it on the list. I've been adding things to the list that people request over and over from multiple different people. So I kind of keep track in my head how many times I'm seeing things now. And if it gets a lot of requests from a lot of different people, then I'll add it to the actual list itself. Whenever I first started doing this, though, I've only been doing this for like 6 or 7 weeks. By the way, I don't know if any of you guys actually know that. I know a couple of you guys have been around since the very, very beginning whenever I did it, which is awesome. Thank you. But I've only been doing this less than 2 months, or right around 2 months. So at first I asked for suggestions and I wrote down every suggestion, and I quickly realized that was probably a mistake. But I didn't know that people were actually going to watch and actually be interested in my opinion on things. Violin is crazy hard. I would definitely see that being true. Are you interested in any death metal artist? I don't really know I have a hard time with the whole subgenre type thing. Like I don't get. There's a different name for like every band. Basically, they're called something else. Not the actual name of the band. I know that, but like the thing that they play. I don't know specific on like death metal or whatever like that. Chaotic Old Boar, you're in here. Thanks for joining. Good morning, afternoon, evening from Australia. You must react to bat metal. It's basically death clock songs, and a random guy took their songs and made an animation video. Nice. If you dig the cello, have you listened to Apocalyptica? I heard Apocalyptica whenever they very, very first came out. Like, I can't remember the guy's name, but the singer that was 3 Days Grace's singer, Adam Gontier, or however you pronounce his name. I think his name's Adam. They did a song with him, and they also did a song with Corey Taylor. I'm pretty sure Those are the only 2 songs that I ever remember hearing by them, though. That's whenever they very, very first came out. I think I was in like 9th grade in high school or something like that. I should sleep 6 to catch you live, though. Keep it up, dude. Thanks, Alex Han. Thanks for joining. I'll be doing these more regularly, so maybe you can catch one and stick around and hang out. Damn, that's some long hours. Yeah, that's some long hours. That's what I've been working for the past almost 5 years that I've worked there, because they can't seem to keep help, and they just kind of pile things on people who actually work, and I actually work at work. That's a lot of songs. That is indeed a lot of songs. That's why if you request something and it's a while until I get to it, it's because there's 300 freaking songs. Still waiting for a 5-finger death punch. Wait beneath my sin, but take your time. I'm not taking my time, really. I'm getting through that. I was off for 12 days and released 14 videos actually in those 12 days. 14 videos in 12 days is not that bad. But I have heard a lot of 5-finger death punch, by the way. they were one of my biggest influences. Parkway Drive, Five Finger Death Punch, Breaking Benjamin. That's a lot of what I listened to whenever I was growing up, I guess, whenever I was figuring out my style of playing and all that stuff. So a lot of my earlier stuff definitely Parkway Drive influenced. If you guys checked out the Parkway Drive video that I did, I actually put a free download link in the description of that video to one of my old songs. It's the whole entire full completed video, or not video, song, like all the way done. And the working title for the song was Parkway Song because it seriously sounds basically like a Parkway Drive song. Why did you start this reaction channel? You're doing great at it, but what was the reason to start, if we may know? I've said this a couple times in different things, but basically, being so much into music myself for so long, since I was 8 years old, I went through a phase like the Five Finger Death Punch, Parkway Drive, that sort of phase whenever I was my teenage years, and then I kind of went into a little bubble where I really haven't listened to hardly anything outside of my own music. And that kind of left me getting a little bit stagnant with my playing because there's no outside influence really. It's just me trying to come up with things. And I found myself kind of almost getting frustrated with the fact that I was just stuck a lot. So that's a big reason, was to actively go out and have people, hopefully at the time, I didn't know if anyone would watch or not, hoped that people would watch the first couple ones I did and suggest songs that I've never heard of, which is what has been happening. I have heard of a lot of the bands, heard of them, but not really listened to them. Like I said, this is how I'm so into music and been a metalhead, I guess you could say, for so long. I play metal guitar, basically. I have an acoustic guitar. I play a lot of different styles, but basically I would consider myself a metal fan. That's how I've played for so long and heard so little. I'm realizing now I've really not heard a lot of stuff, which makes for this channel good, because then I can actually make it's a legitimate first reaction. If I put it's a first reaction, it's my first time hearing, seeing, whatever. I'm not going to lie or try to play up things like other reaction channels do sometimes, and that sort of thing. I don't do it. And if you click on a video, if I've heard the band before, like the Parkway Drive was one of my favorite bands. The first thing I say in the video is Parkway Drive was one of my favorite bands growing up, and blah 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 blah. So I'm not going to try to play up things and first react to try to get more views. If people want to watch my content, they're going to watch my content. That's how I feel about it. I put enough effort into the videos. I make the quality good. I try to give critiques and stuff like that, and musical insight enough to where people would be interested in watching the video without me trying to play things up. Joshua Coe, just stopping by to say hey before I fall back asleep. Medicine is making me drowsy for the seizures. Wishing you all a great night. Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for all the support. Always. That dude, Joshua Coe. If everyone was like you, the world would be better. Oh. Check out Nightwish, Over the Hills and Far Away. I've got so many Nightwish songs to do. It's ridiculous. Nice guitar work there. Hope you're well, my friend. Song with Adam was I Don't Care. I think that's correct. Apocalyptica has been around since 1993. Well, it definitely wasn't 1993, because I would have been 1 year old whenever I heard them. It was probably 2007, 6 or 7. Whenever the song with 3 Days Grace's lead singer their now ex lead singer, came out. That's the first time I ever heard them. Danielle, hey dude, popping in to say hi real quick. Have a good stream. Thank you. Thank you for always supporting and being there. In Belgium, it's forbidden to work longer than 11 hours per day. Well, in America, they don't give a shit, apparently. It'd be nice to not have to work 12 hours every day at a freaking factory, but so far, that's what I got to do to support my family, so that's what I got to do. If you ever feel like checking out Apocalyptica, their Shadowmaker album is good. I remember really liking them from before. I'm not sure. I'm assuming they use cellos and stuff and do metal type stuff with it. From what I remember, it was like a rock type vibe back then. Your arms seem pretty big in your videos. That's funny. How long have you been going to the gym, or is it from working at the factory? I go to the gym about 4 days a week, on top of doing everything else that I do, on top of working 12 hours days. Yes. So yes, I work out. I kind of take pride in looking decent and being strong and fit in shape. I've been working out for about 5 years consistently. You'll see me, my arms will start shrinking here pretty soon because in the winter, you eat more, you bulk up a little bit, so there's some extra fat on me. And starting sometime in February, I'm going to start the cutting process where you're losing fat and slimming down so I'll get what you call ripped by summertime. So you'll definitely be able to tell. You'll definitely be able to tell, especially in my arms. You'll see all the veins in my arms start popping out everywhere. Happy birthday for yesterday. Hope it was a good one. Have you got an email I can send you a Dropbox link? I have what could be a nice birthday present. Bootleg of one of your favorite band playing my local city from the desk. I don't really have a... I'll try to figure something out with that. I just found a new female growler band. They are called Inraza. Is that how you say that? The song Ruined Before Creation will melt your face off. I don't want my face melted off. I would like it intact. That's why I'm here. Honest musician's reaction. Yes. Man, I'm behind on these comments. I gotta speed up. Draconian. I've heard of Draconian. There's a guy that I work with. His name is Ken. If you ever watch this, Ken, thanks. He's really into all those bands. He had been suggesting Nightwish to me for like 2 years, and I just never had gotten around to listening to them until I started doing this reaction channel. So he's into all those sorts of bands. So he's been telling me a lot of. I know Draconium, or however you say it. That's one he's been talking about too. So I'm gonna have to do those soon. Have I heard of? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. It's a Norwegian band and one of Dave Grohl's favorite bands. I have not heard of them. Got to do what you got to do, bro. I'm in shape. Round is a shape, right? It is a shape. Another good metal cello player is Tina. What's your favorite superhero and villain? My favorite superhero by far is Superman. And my favorite villain is probably... I don't really know if it counts as like a superhero villain, but Darth Vader. If I had to pick just a villain overall, Darth Vader. Wolverine and Joker. Those are pretty good. Beyond Creation, Please. I've got that. What part of the U.S. are you from? The very middle. He's got Ice 9 Kills before in yeah, Ice 9 Kills. Watch for that video because it will probably be in the next couple days. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be, what is tomorrow? Friday? If it's not tomorrow, it'll be Saturday, I would say, for the Ice 9 Kills. Scott Hendricks. Keep out an eye for that. They've been requested a whole bunch. Violin and flute solo. If I ever hear a flute solo, that makes me think of Anchorman. Isn't that the movie? Where he goes off on a flute solo. "4:40 a.m. What a perfect time to watch this. Anyways, I really like your honest reaction, and I'm asking which new bands do you really like that you've discovered because of the reactions. For one, thanks for watching me at 4:40 a.m. New bands have I really liked? Pretty much all the bands that I've done aren't new bands. They're just new to me. So if that's what you mean, probably I really like Nightwish. They're kind of different though. That's a complete different music than I've ever really heard before, mixing like the orchestral type stuff in as like a main part in metal music, which is really cool. And the lady's voice, super good. But there's Amorphous. I just did a song by them called The Bee. That's really cool. If you haven't watched that, you should probably watch that and listen to the song. Dude's voice is freaking crazy. Probably a weird question, but have you once tried Belgian beer? I have not. I don't really drink at all. Yeah, symphonic metal. That's, I guess, what you would classify Nightwish as. They're really good. I really like them. And it's also awesome that their fan base is insanely loyal and like surprisingly overwhelmingly nice from what I've seen anyway. You should try the Browning. I've actually heard the Browning. I think they're probably their first album from when it came out. They were really good. Have you ever listened to Ghost? Not that I know of. They have been requested though, Ghost. Do you guys want to hear me play through one of these songs? One of my original songs, that is. I don't know how many people are in this stream that were in the last stream. It's going to be the same songs as I played the last time. The Browning came out with the album in the last couple months, but they added some clean vocals. Right. Nice. Yeah, that guy had a really cool scream, I guess it's called. Hell yeah. Have you ever listened to Ailstorm or Amon Amarth? No, I have not. But they were suggested in the last live stream as well. Amon Amarth, I think that's how you say that. Viking metal. Great time to be Finnish because Nightwish and Amorphous are from here. Yeah, for a while there, it basically seemed like every band that I was doing was from Finland, which is probably why my fan base, or I guess whatever, I don't really refer to them as fan bases, but I have a higher follower count from Finland than I do my own country. I thought your first Ginger reaction was pretty good. Gets everybody off guard. The first one I did was Captain Clock, and that was like my third or fourth video. So it was very, very early on. View base. Yeah, I guess that's what you could call it. Just recently discovered a death metal band called Deadborn. They have a new video for a song called Abortive Interment. Nice. Should react to Ghost in the song Circle. Not Circle. Is that supposed to be Circle? Is that misspelled? Would be a perfect one. Alright. Before this goes on too long, I'm going to play through one of these songs. Let me know what you guys think. You'll be the second wave of people if you weren't in the first live stream. These are 3 of my original songs. I'm going to play through the first one first. Obviously, that would make it the first one. Oh, I get it. So that wasn't a typo. All right. This song is titled 3. Why? Because it's the third full song that I've written for this time of writing songs. See if I can play it through without messing up. like that ending part. Let's see. The only thing about playing through the songs is I gotta scroll back up through the. Should probably try playing through one of your songs forward then backwards. Why would I want to play my song backwards? I want to hear what it sounds like forwards. It would be so badass if you would make a compilation of Superman with your guitar in it. What do you mean? Like a video compilation of Superman with me playing guitar? I wish I could write some drum tracks to a few songs I've written. Do you use a plugin or is it a program? I use Easy Drummer 2, and I have a software called Studio One. That's what I use as my, it's called a DAW, Digital Audio Workstation is what it stands for, DAW. That's like Pro Tools or Studio One, Reaper. There's a bunch of different ones you can choose. That's basically the program that you record the audio into. And then I have a PreSonus audio box. It's just a little cheap type thing, two channel input. So I run my guitar out into my pedal. My pedal produces all the guitar tones and all that stuff. It's a Line 6 Pod HD 500X is what the pedal I use, which isn't the greatest, but if you don't have a lot of money because you have to support a family, things like this work if you know how to, tweak things, which I know how to tweak things, so I can get a pretty good tone out of it. And I run that straight into the audio box, and that runs straight into the USB plug-in on my computer. And that is what the chain is for recording the guitars and stuff like that. But Easy Drummer is a program that is a plug-in for, you can use it in any of them, but you can use it as a standalone thing too. I'm sure you've heard of Easy Drummer. You're into metal and you're a musician. So I'm sure you've heard of Easy Drummer or what's the other one? Superior Drummer. They're like staple musician things. It's really, really good. And if you know how to tweak the instruments a little bit, you can get I wouldn't say realistic tone out of them, but you can get decent enough to, like, my recordings are with that. If you know how to manipulate the audio and humanize the drum tracks and stuff like that. I'll do a whole thing about this later on. I'll go into more detail about that. I like this part. That's a good part. I like that part too. Definitely has a djenty feel to it. That, especially the intro. I think he uses Easy Drummer, which is a standalone, but you can be plugged in. It's awesome that you knew that, for one. I don't know how you knew that. I don't remember ever saying that, but you know. That breakdown is badass. The outro and the second part definitely go the hardest. Just wait till you hear the next song. Thanks, dude. I've heard of that. I'll check it out. It's really Easy Drummer for Mick. Easy Drummer, I think the second version that I have, Easy Drummer 2, they have the standalone kit sounds pretty good itself, but I said in I can't remember the name of the band's video that it sounded like the drum the drum sound in that video sounded like the stock drum kit in Easy Drummer from a professional band, which isn't what you want. That's not what you want your recordings to sound like finished. But as like a songwriting tool, they have like libraries of built-in drum beats and stuff like that. If you don't want to program every single hit in, that's what I do. But if you don't want to do that and make everything custom, you can go to the drum libraries and pick from different grooves and tempos and all this other stuff. It's really, really good, really handy, especially if you're thinking of something in your head. You can actually tap where you want the snare drum to be on the beat and stuff, and it'll find drum patterns for you that fit that in the libraries. You can also buy expansion packs and stuff like that. I have the metal something. It's one of the metal drum kits. It has an expansion pack, and like not only do you get more sounds with the drums themselves and like more of a metal tone to the drum kit, you also get metal library expansion packs with it. So I think I bought the program Easy Drummer 2. It was like $160, I think, if I remember right. It might have been less. It's been several years ago. But I bought the program and I bought an expansion pack, which was like an extra $100 or something like that. But for what you get and for how long I've used it and how much music I've made for it, it's really worth it. Line pods are good. They are really actually pretty decent. Good for cheap enough. If you get practice, you can hear. Yeah, I use the Line 6 for every sound that you will hear in any of my music. I think you've mentioned on previous stream. I don't remember that. I had friends who use all that recording stuff, which is why I know a little about them. Yeah. Awesome, I gotta get that. That's not a bad price. It really is not a bad price whatsoever. It's really cool what you can do with it too. Like you can go in. I'll have to go into it. I could talk about this stuff for hours and hours, and I don't have hours tonight. So if I start going off on that stuff, I'll go off on that forever. All right, I'm gonna play a second song for anyone who's actually interested. Oh man, thank the Lord you're still alive. I just got home. Thanks for anticipating for me being live. That's awesome. Clay of Bodom. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm going to play through the second song. The song's really, really fast. Really, really hard to play. It makes your forearm burn. It's just like constant picking the entire time. I'm going to turn this camera down a little bit so you might be able to see what I'm doing, maybe. A little bit more. Maybe. It's not a strum fest. It's like more of a picking fest. Scoot back a little bit so you can actually see. Alright. You'll be able to tell there's a little bit of a drum intro. You'll be able to tell from that. Here is the fast. If I mess up, forgive me. I didn't warm up before I did this. started burning at the very end of that one. By the way, if you hear any children yelling in the background, promise they're not dying. They're running around, being crazy little tots. Hello. Maybe you could do a stream video one day of how you record using the programs. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, but these drums fire though. That was Easy Drummer 2. Drums, programmed by me. I really, really like the sound of those. And what I did with the thing that I did with the drums. The hits with the drums, you know? That stuff. Sounds like something Slipknot would make, but a longer version of it. Nice. I've never heard Slipknot as a something my stuff would sound like. Such a gentleman. Yes. Oh, the breakdown. The breakdown at the end, is that what you're talking about? I really like that. Like that one better than the first one. Give them the punchiness. You never disappoint. I try not to, quite honestly. Because if you make people disappointed, that's probably not what you're going for, making videos. Yes, outro was awesome. Alright, while I've still got everyone's attention, I'm going to play the third song. This song, I said it in the other stream as well before I played it. This is my favorite creation that I've ever done. Everything that I say in my videos, everything that I try to critique the songs on, this is like my masterpiece of that. It has heavy parts, it's got melodic parts, it's got headbanging parts, it's got double kick parts, it's got melody, it's got a whole big build up, outro, ends up being like 7 different guitar parts coming in. You can't probably hear all that through this phone on the recording, but there's like 7 different guitar parts at the end of this song that are like building and building and building and building the anticipation, and then everything drops out, and you've got these little pinch harmonics, or not pinch harmonics, natural harmonics on the guitar that ring out. Man, yes, it's a longer song. I think it's like 5 minutes long. This song is my favorite that I've ever made, if I don't mess it up. You'll have to let me know what you think of it. Scott Hendricks, I don't think you've heard it. If you're asking about this, you probably haven't heard it. It's good, if I do say so myself. To me, this would be like my epitome of what I would want in a song, which is cool because I made it. All right, here we go. that's kind of like my song that like takes you on a journey. Starts off kind of melodic, but still kind of heavy, and then goes into the kind of sets things off in a little bit more driving sort of pattern, and then goes into the breakdown, which has like a whole different feel, kind of punches you there. And then after that goes into another different breakdown. And then after that breakdown, I add in the little constantly switching things up, as I always say. If you play the same thing underneath, add something on top of it. So that the breakdown repeats itself, same exact thing underneath, add that on top, and then I add 2 guitars doing that, only harmonize them. So that'll be actually harmonized in the recording with this. So that adds like a whole new thing. There's 2 different guitars doing 2 different things, but they harmonize and mesh well underneath, or I guess over the top of the breakdown itself. So there's a lot of things you can't actually hear, you can't pick up on the phone because it's just this single audio going into a crappy phone speaker. But yeah, I like things that song doesn't repeat itself a single time. In like once it goes to a different part, it never goes back to that same part at all. But it doesn't feel like it should to me. Let's see, questions or comments back here. If I don't mess it up, famous last words, pretty much. I kind of pride myself on, hold on, let me rearrange this. Kind of pride myself on really not messing up too much, especially on my own music. I've always been that way. If I can't play something, I sit here and I play it until I can play it. Have you got any lyrics for any of them? I know you don't like to sing heavy stuff because of your so-called cat problem. Have you got a perfect singer in your head for them? Who would it be? I have no clue. I have not even thought about lyrics whatsoever, just trying to get all the music fleshed out. I don't worry about lyrics at all until after that's done. If you, which obviously you have paid attention to what I say and my videos and different things that I've mentioned, I can't remember what video it was that I put it in specifically. It might have been the In Flames video. It was somewhere around there. I released a song as well. By the way, if anyone's watching, I'll just throw this out there. If anyone's watching and wants any of my music, I have some of the music that there's 2 tracks up. It's if you go to soundcloud.com and then search for Alone Above Earth, it'll take you to my page on SoundCloud. There's 2 tracks up there I put up for a free download. You can listen to it as many times as you want on there for free, or you can download the track to your computer, to your phone, whatever you want for free. There's 2 tracks, completely done with lyrics, vocals, everything. I'm not the vocalist. I used to be in a band. I used to have my own band, and we did a song. That's one of the ones. That's the one that really sounds like a Parkway Drive song. It's called Last Words. That's whenever I had my band. I was probably 15 or 16 years old whenever I wrote that. So that was whenever my heavy Parkway Drive influence was like rampant in my playing. Really good song. I still really like that song to this day. I think of that as like one of my best things that I've ever done. So that one's called Last Words. It's on the SoundCloud page for free. If you guys want that, go do it. There's only been like 6 people that have downloaded it, but there's been like 100 and something plays on them. So if you want the songs, they're on there, soundcloud.com. And then once you get to soundcloud.com, type in the search bar Alone Above Earth, just as you see it on YouTube. And it'll take you to my page. Everything's the same. Logo's the same, so you'll know it's me, everything. There's only one, so unless someone's copying me. There's 2 songs. One's called Live On, and one's called Last Words. Last Words is the one I wrote with my band whenever I was 15 or 16 years old. The point of this whole story is the other one. It's called Live On. I wrote the uh, I wrote the lyrics and everything to that. I wrote the music whenever I was like 17, I think. So the music was done. I didn't do anything with it for a couple of years. And then there was a whole situation happened with my dad, drunk driving, smashed a car into a tree, almost died. So I wrote a song called Live On, directed at him from my point of view. If you want to know more about that, I go listen to that song. That's a really, really personal song to me for that reason. It's basically me telling my dad that he's either going to kill himself from drinking, or you're going to stop this, you're going to live on. That's kind of where that goes. And that's the whole meaning behind that song, to me. You may listen to it and find a different meaning. If you do, that's awesome. Anyways, I said all that because I don't have any lyrics. I don't have anything. I usually write the music, and then the music usually done for like years before I finish songs. I'm going to try, though. I know someone on here put, is there any way to get/buy a download of that last one? Because it was fire. Fire. That last song wasn't over whenever you commented that, because I read that comment while I was playing. There's a whole like second half to that song, but I haven't recorded any of these. It's just like me demoing out these songs. What you're hearing is not the final thing. It's gonna sound even better than what you're hearing, and this is through a phone. I'm recording this on the phone. I'm live broadcasting from a phone. So what you're hearing is a demo version of that song being played through speakers into the phone. So it's going to sound much, much, much better than it already does. And in my opinion, it already sounds, as you said, fire. So no, not yet. There is not a way to buy/download, but there indeed will be. I'm hoping to have like a full album, I guess. I know, like, I'll probably just do everything online. I know someone last time in the stream was asking me about physical copies, but physical copies would then require me to ship them and get them made. So that would add to the cost. And if I try to keep everything as cost efficient for me and, of course, you guys, that would not be the most ideal thing. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe once it gets closer to time, I haven't really even put much thought into this, but what I have thought about is taking pre-orders. Pre-orders for physical copies. That way I don't spend a whole bunch of money and get a bunch of physical copies made without anyone to buy them, you know? So that's kind of my thought on that. Maybe whenever that gets closer, put a little bit more thought into it and put a pre-order thing up. If you want actual physical copies, they could be pre-ordered, and then I would get an exact amount of what I need, probably a couple extra, and maybe I could like sign them, or if you guys were into that, like, that's weird for me to say, but if you wanted me to, I could like sign them or do something special with them or something. That's kind of my thoughts on that. If anyone's interested in physical copies of anything. But I will definitely be posting about stuff, and I'll probably release a couple songs. It'll probably be summer before this is all done and recorded, especially with me working as much as I'm working right now. Which I've worked there for 5 years, and the plan hasn't really changed much, and we still work 12-hour days pretty much every time. But their plan is to get us to where we're not working overtime at all, which would be 40-hour weeks, which is still a full-time, obviously. Still full-time at a factory, but not working 12-hour days every single week, and then an extra day on top of that, which is what I'm doing now and have been doing. So I've been working like 58 hours a week or so for the last 5 years almost. So trying to do that for one, which I have to do at the moment, support my family. That's what I do. That's my job. Is that my passion? Hell no. That's not what I want to be doing. I want to be doing this. I want to be creating. I want to be doing. I do photography and video work. I'm a cinematographer, I guess you would call it. I make videos for clients and do all that. Sorry, I'm going off on like a tangent right now, but I'm getting fired up over this. I really like talking and getting excited about what I want to do and what I want to pursue, especially with, like, I know the whole New Year resolution thing is like a taboo type thing, but like I don't have a resolution. A resolution is to become the best that I can be and go after what I want to do as much as possible with as much effort as possible. That's why I've been up since 4:30 a.m. this morning, and it is now 9:19 at night. I should be asleep, but I'm sitting here live streaming on my YouTube channel, talking to you guys. For one, I appreciate you guys. I know I said it in every single video, I said it at the very beginning so everyone can hear it. I really, really appreciate everyone clicking on the videos. I've spent 3-4 years making YouTube videos where no one watched. I don't know how many people know that. I think I said that in the last stream. I made a whole bunch of videos. I did fitness type content. No one gave a shit what I was talking about or who I was. No one cared. No one clicked on the videos. There's a million fitness people out there, and I wasn't special enough or clickable enough for that. I get that. I didn't have anything new to offer to that. With this, I feel like I have something to offer, and I feel like that's why it's actually taken off, because music has always been my passion, my like drive. Anytime I've ever done anything, I play guitar since I was 8 years old. If I had a bad day at school, I'd come home, I'd play guitar. If I had a good day at school, I'd come home, I'd play guitar. If I was pissed off, I would come home and I'd play guitar. That's what I did. Music has always been like my constant in my life. Whatever mood I was in, if I'm happy, play guitar, feel it out. If I'm pissed off, play guitar, get it out. So music for me has always been there, and it's always been something I've been super, super passionate about. Really liked the technical aspect of as well, recording, getting everything dialed in right. That's why you can always hear me talk about tones and drum sounds and stuff like that. I notice all the little things, and I've been with my fiance for almost 7 years, and whenever we first got together, we used to listen to CDs and stuff, as you do whenever you're dating and sitting in a car, and I would say, hey, do you hear that over here in this speaker? There'd be like, she listens to pop music. Pop, right? She listens to pop music. So I'd be like, hey, do you hear that little shaker they're using over here in this speaker? And she'd be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But I can like single out instruments in music and like hear exactly what's going on. So that's been like a constant thing for me. Whenever I listen to a song, I always just naturally pick out different elements of it, and that's what I do in my own head. So whenever I saw these reaction videos and stuff like that, I thought, hell yeah, I could probably provide some value. Like, there's not, from what I've seen, there really isn't very many musicians that are doing reaction type videos. I haven't really checked a lot, but from what I've seen, it doesn't really seem like it. Hold on, let me get caught up here. About a minute behind, but damn, every song was noticeably better than the last, I'd say. That's cool. I really like the last one. That's my favorite one I've ever done. Awesome stuff. Would like to hear vocals over. I'm not really sure what kind of vocals. Another idea, while I got some of you guys on here, another idea I've thought about doing, now that I had this, which I've recently, like earlier today, thought about this, maybe having one of you guys do vocals. Or maybe multiple of you guys do vocals on my music. Maybe that's just an idea. What would you guys think about that? Like, so is Alone Above Earth like a band name originally? Yeah, that's what I started this YouTube channel, I think in like 2015 14 or 15, and I started posting. That's whenever I left my band that I had for quite a while. We did shows all over the place. I I stopped that band. I wrote all the music for the band, which is one of the songs you can find on the SoundCloud page. That last words. I wrote all the music for that. I wrote all the drums. I basically everything in that band was me, writing wise. I just would teach the other guys to play it, and then we would go from there. So I really wanted to do music. The other guys didn't want to do music as passionately as I did, which was totally cool. We were teenagers at the time. I just thought, I could branch off and do this. I actually bought the drummer's drum set. And hold on, I gotta get a drink of water. I'm talking too much. I actually bought the drummer's drum set and started practicing drums, getting everything nailed down and writing a little bit more technical parts to my stuff. And kind of took it from there. So Alone Above Earth is what I've always been fascinated with space. And at that moment in my life was kind of a tricky time. That was kind of when all the stuff was happening with my dad. I had a whole bunch of stuff in my life going on at that time. My grandma was really, really bad, ill with cancer. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life. So Alone Above Earth was my thought of something, basically me being alone in that moment and being fascinated with space. What I went to was Alone Above Earth. And if you look at the logo, if you can see the logo, I gotta fix it on YouTube to where you can see the whole thing. But the whole logo is a shot of space with like Earth is like a half circle and with a glow off of it, and there's a guy that's floating like backwards above Earth. That's the actual whole logo. And that's kind of what I felt like at the time in my life whenever I did that. So that's what the name actually means to me, is basically me being alone above the earth, here on earth, basically alone above the earth. I'm not dead, so I'm above the earth. And kind of rising up is what it kind of means to me, like floating above earth. That's what I started making my music under the name of. And then I made the YouTube channel to kind of document my music making process, and I never just really stuck with it. Not too long after that is whenever I started having children, and life got pretty crazy pretty quick with that, as you can imagine. And yeah, I'll leave that on that for now. I'll keep going forever if I keep talking about this stuff. What's up, man? Love the reacts. Garth Hollis. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. Thanks for watching. You're close to 4,000. Congrats. Keep it up. I am close to 4,000, and that's thanks to you wonderful people. Cannot say it enough. It's insane to me that people are actually watching my videos, subscribing. Like I said, I've done this for a long time and never had anyone give a single shit of what I was doing. I found your channel because of the Nightwish reactions. A lot of people did, which is awesome. Nightwish is fantastic. They have a very loyal fan base. Very, very loyal fan base, it seems. Hey man, almost 4,000 subs. Way to go. Hell yeah. 4,000. Growing the community of you people. So I noticed you like Slipknot stuff. Do you have any Stone Sour in the pipeline? I have only listened to what Slipknot songs I've done on the channel. So, well, I've listened to Before I Forget and one other one that isn't up on the channel. But I'm actually more familiar with Stone Sour than I am Slipknot by far. I've heard a lot of Stone Sour's earlier stuff. I had the CD, I think it was their second CD that was like commercial CD, the one that Through Glass is on. I had that CD and I know, or I've listened to all the songs on that CD. I found your channel through the first Ginger reaction. I stayed because of the production quality of your videos are so well done. Was honestly surprised at the lack of subscriptions. I wouldn't say lack of subscriptions. I would say I'm just getting started. That's awesome though, that you thought that my channel would be a, higher sub count. That means I'm doing something right. Hopefully I'm doing a lot of things right, and it's from the outrageous support. It seems that I am. Same here, man. Guitar and music in general have been hardwired into how I experience life. Since I was a kid in the backseat, I picked out bits and pieces. It's exactly how I was, except for my family all listened to country music growing up. I'm surprised that I didn't jump out of the car while listening to that. I just saw you did a Linkin Park cover. Have you heard of Danger Kids? Like a modern, more metalcore Linkin Park. I recommend. I've not heard of them, but that would be cool. Would be cool. I've done actually 2 Linkin Park covers, by the way. Pop is considered good to some people. I've actually, since I've started doing this whole thing, it actually started in my real life. Before I started these actual videos, started trying to listen to other types of music, pop music, country music even, as much as I hate to say that. Some country music started listening to a little bit of. I bought an acoustic guitar, that way I could practice my playing and singing together. That way if I was ever in a spot or in a place where someone wanted someone to play and sing, I could play and sing. But singing's always been my back seat of everything. I've always wanted to make music, make as much music as I can. So singing's always been on the back burner for me, but I really want to try to level that up, because if you can sing, you can do a lot of things. My singing voice though is a little bit higher. I'm gonna have to post some of my stuff. Just me messing around. Would you guys be interested in that, by the way? Why does this focus keep messing up? Would you guys be interested in me just posting some stuff that I've done? Awesome name. I thought he was facing the earth. I need to get my eyes checked again. Chaotic old boar. The guy above the earth is like if you were laying on your back and someone lifted your back up and the rest of your body fell back. So he's kind of like in a backwards arch. That's the position the guy's in. Like floating, like you would in outer space, basically, except without the whole body imploding on itself sort of thing. I've seen rap channels around a lot longer, have done similar songs, but not popular ones, and not had the success that you have. I would have to agree on that. Dude, you have some great followers. Everybody in this live stream is cool as hell. That's kind of what I'm thinking, though. Like, whenever I say thank you to you guys in every single video, I honestly mean it. It is like amazing to me. Or the fact that right now there's been 20 plus people in this live stream consistently the entire time, and I've been doing it for an hour and 18 minutes. And this is just me hanging out, doing my thing, playing through a couple songs. If you guys are just joining, or if you've just joined recently, I played through 3 of my original songs in this live stream again. I did it in the first live stream as well. I did it just now again. So there's 3 of my original songs in this live stream. if you're just joining or if you have just recently joined and didn't get to hear, rewatch the live stream. And by the way, live streams are going to become a thing on this channel. I hope, if I can, I'm going to try to do one a week. Don't hold me to that, but I'm going to try. But yeah, everyone that has like I've interacted with by far has been overly positive, awesome. I've had a couple stragglers in there, people that aren't okay with themselves, so they're trying to take stabs at me. I get it. I studied psychology as well. That's a fun fact about me, I guess, for the people who care. I studied psychology in high school and college, so I'm into psychology. That's one of my main things that I do: music, psychology, and pictures and videos. That's basically my thing. I focus a lot of my energy on the old brain up here, getting smarter, reading books, listening to people that are smarter than I am about things that are smarter topics than would come up in the people that I surround myself with. Because I'm a very firm believer that you are what you put in to your body. That's another reason why I work out so much. I want to be healthy. I believe that being physically healthy also has a lot to do with being mentally healthy. And I like to be mentally sound and physically sound as well. For the person earlier who said my arms look big in the videos, that's like that compliment. Most of the things are good about your videos, but sometimes the criticisms you make just comes off as arrogant statements. That's how I felt. Well, maybe I am biased to the song. Okay, I can tell you 100% that nothing I say is coming from me judging the song whatsoever. As in, like, this shouldn't be listened to, or this sounds like crap. You'll never hear me say that. The only thing you'll hear me say, if it's a criticism, if it's not a positive thing about the song, I will say every time, to me, this sounds like blah, blah, blah. I understand why people like it, but to me, this sounds like, and normally if I do that, I'll pick out a specific thing that I'm hearing, like the sound of the kick drum, or the sound of the snare drum, or the guitar tone. I will pick out something that I can try to relay as, you know, I guess, information, or keep it informative. I try to keep things as informative and entertaining as possible while still focusing on the musical elements. But I mean, if that's what you think whenever you watch me, I guess I don't really see how you could see that, but that's fine. Even if you like the song though, like I try to, if you like the song and it's a song that I don't really care for, it's not me thinking I'm better than the song or anything like that. It's just me giving my first reaction to what I'm hearing at the time. I'd definitely be interested in hearing some other stuff. Older country is great, but the new poppy crap with snap tracks, yeah. Focus messes up because you move back and forth. John Denver got me into playing guitar. You know what? I was actually thinking about doing a cover of a John Denver song. It's kind of a weird thought, but what's the song called? Country Roads, is that what it's called? I'm kind of messed up on the inside, but I still try to treat people with respect. But then again, metal is my outlet. See, that's my whole thing. Like, I am overly respectful to everybody. As soon as my videos start, I say, real quick, thank you to everyone who clicked on the video, blah, 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 blah. I appreciate the support because I really do, and I want that to be known in every single video that I make. So whenever people come at me being an overly asshole, I don't really get that, you know, like being completely mean to someone who's being overly thankful to you for even giving a click. Like if you think negative things, just go on. I thought I saw on your Instagram that you took a pic of a Jordan Peterson book. Good taste. Yes. Jordan Peterson is one of my favorite people in the entire planet. One of the only people that I can say that I agree with almost 100% of what he says. I think Steel Panther would be a good reaction soon. Bit of comic relief from the everyday life. I don't really know who Steel Panther is. I'm assuming they're like a joke band from the comic relief remark there. Opinions are always subjective. Different people like different stuff. Someone would have to be very narrow-minded and not realize that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, opinions are opinions. But there are people out there who want you to have their opinion, and if you don't have their opinion, you are stupid. I'm not saying that you were saying that, by the way. That's just like, that's what you get with people in general these days, it seems like. Yeah, Take Me Home Country Roads. I think the song's called Country Roads. I was actually seriously thinking about doing a cover of that song. His voice is really similar to mine, singing-wise. And I thought it would also be funny for, to make a video of that. I do not know why social media have a problem with Jordan Peterson. He is the person who needs to be heard by everyone. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just getting at there. That sometimes on social media especially, and you see on the news and everything else, if you don't have the exact same opinion as them, then you're the one in the wrong, and you need to be told and shouted at why you're the one in the wrong. That sort of thing. I think I'm caught up on the comments. I hate people who force their opinions on you, expect you to have the same. Yes, I agree. That's why in my videos you hear me say, like I said, to me this sounds like this. Because in my videos, I'm 100% only speaking for myself. In my own perspective. Hey, a silent subscriber here. Love the details you emphasize in your reviews. I started to pay more attention to what I'm actually listening to. That is the best compliment I could possibly get. Happy late birthday, by the way. Thank you. Greetings from Turkey. Again, bam, crazy to me. People are watching me in Turkey. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. It means the world. Really, really means the world. Don't be so silent, by the way. If you want to chime in, chime in. Not just here, but also on the videos themselves. If you want to say something, say something. I almost always reply to every comment. I try my best. The past couple days I've kind of lacked a little bit on that because I've been working so much. It was my birthday that day, so I pretty much shut everything off and just kind of, well, I worked 12 hours. Got up at 4:30 in the morning, worked 12 hours, got off, and then spent the evening at home with the kids for my birthday. Had birthday cake. We watched a movie. And then I haven't got back to it because I was at work, then scrubbing my face paint off my body to do this live stream. I've been on here for an hour and 29 minutes live. This one's longer than the first one was, and I wasn't planning on that at all. Jordan is the most balanced person I've ever met and seen. He made me just take all things and just be happy with it. That's what I like about him as well. His personality and the way he is. He's also a clinical psychologist and stuff. I never went that far into it, but definitely studied a lot of psychology, and I'm like super fascinated with what makes people do things, whether it's good things, bad things, everything in their life, what makes people tick and do what they do and want to do what they want to do. Super fascinated with all that. I used to be so arrogant, but he changed my way of thinking. That's really good. Yeah, arrogance is not my thing. Confidence is my thing. And that's something I think a lot of people get kind of clashed together. I think that the difference between, say, confidence and cockiness is confidence, you are willing to be the person that people look up to and do it confidently. You're not afraid of challenges, and you believe in yourself and others and want to help others improve. Cockiness, I would say, or self-conceitedness would be that you think you're better than other people. Not you want to help other people like confidence. You think you're better than other people and you look down on people. That's my difference in the two. Some people in my everyday life think that I'm cocky because they see me going after what I want to go after in life, and because they haven't ever thought about doing it or whatever, maybe that makes them feel like I think I'm above them or something like that, but that's never been the case. If you guys watch my videos and you watch this right here, this is how I am. This is how I am in my everyday life. I talk to people with respect. I overly thank people for things. If people go out of their way to spend time on you, especially time you can never get back. Time is the most valuable thing you could possibly ever have, and it goes super fast. Seems like the older you get, if you have kids, seems like time goes away faster than ever. So if people are willing to spend their time watching me, that's why I'm so thankful and say it in every single video, because I'm actually appreciative. I know how valuable time is. I have none of it. Like, I either spend my time making money to support my family or trying to go after my passions, which is this, photography, video work, that. Time is valuable. Plain old mid-America here. It's basically the same for me. Do you make/paint stuff at your factory? It's not my factory. If it was my factory, it'd be ran a lot better. But yes, I'm a painter. I paint the camouflage boats, actually, right now. Not like army camouflage, but like consumer camouflage boats. Arkansas, Denver shout out. Guess I'm a redneck. I'm from Alabama. There's a lot of different people in here. It's really cool. Really, really cool for me to see all these different people from all different places, all different countries even. I'm currently on psychology college. Love what Mr. Peterson is doing, and he is a great person. One of the most important public speakers today, I would say. Yeah, Jordan Peterson is bringing back basically, what do they call them? Lectures as a thing. I mean, he's on like a worldwide tour and sells out arenas of people. When have you ever heard in our lifetime, especially, but people selling out arenas of people that want to go and learn and attend a lecture? If you haven't, if you don't know who we're talking about, by the way, his name is Jordan Peterson. He's a psychologist, a psychoanalyst, I think it's called, as well. He's worked at some of the best colleges in the world, teaching psychology, teaching different things. He's recently, the past couple years, went like viral on YouTube from different clips. You could just look up Jordan Peterson on YouTube. You'll see a lot of awesome things by him. Also, if you listen to Joe Rogan at all, the podcast Joe Rogan Experience, there's also YouTube videos of that. They've done 2 now. They're like 3 hours long. So if you ever are sitting somewhere, want to listen to something that kind of stimulates your mind a little bit. Children getting yelled at. Mary! Calm her tits down. Calm your tits. Calm them! Anyways, what I was saying, if you ever want to watch something that stimulates your mind, watch Joe Rogan's podcast with Jordan Peterson. It sounds like it's about time for me to go. Bedtime for little kids. Probably bedtime for me. These bags underneath my eyes are getting pretty large there. Anyways, watch Joe Rogan's interview of Jordan Peterson. There's 2 of them. They're like 3 hours long. You'll learn a lot of things. You'll see exactly what we're talking about with Jordan Peterson and how he deals with things and looks at the world. And it can really open your eyes and your mind to a lot of things. Boring Minnesota. Well, I have a question about guitar playing. I have been playing guitar for 5 years and I can improvise pretty basically, but the thing I struggle is the relative scales and notes. Yeah, for me, I'm not a trained, I guess, guitarist. I started whenever I was 8 years old, learned basic chords on an acoustic guitar, finally convinced my mom to buy me an electric guitar, and went to town. I played like 8 hours a day from the time that I got home from school to the time I went to bed every day. I played guitar. I learned as much as I possibly could, taught myself as much as I possibly could, got different books, tried figuring out things to CDs that I liked, and that's basically how I've went about my approach. I learned tabs, so I would hear a song that I liked, go on a tab website, a guitar tab website, and learn basically as much as I can about what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. Not even scales and notes and all that stuff, especially in the beginning. I didn't concern myself whatsoever with that, as much as I did just learning, to me, trying to find my own sound and my own sort of style infusion of the different things that I like and didn't like. That's what I tried to do. Like if you're trying to go to be a technical guitar player, the most technical guitar player, for one, get a metronome, play to a metronome. That's going to help you. It's going to help you no matter what you're doing. Keeping time with yourself and getting the beat in your head, playing to a metronome can really improve you. Also, if you're trying to learn something that's technically difficult, you say it's at 150 beats per minute and you can't play it at 150 beats per minute, slow it down to the metronome and get it, say, at 120 beats per minute. And then increase that by like 5 or 10 beats per minute and practice the same thing until you can get it down perfectly at that tempo. And then increase it 5 or 10 more, do the same thing until you're up to speed. Or what I like to do with my stuff, especially whenever I'm writing songs and stuff, I to get everything down as good as I possibly can. And if you ever notice, whenever I'm playing my original music, especially if you've watched at all these live streams and stuff, I really rarely mess up more than accidentally touching a different string or something. I very rarely mess up completely. And that is because what I do is I take my songs and I speed them up and I learn to play them faster, faster than they are normally. And then whenever I get it back to the correct BPM where it sounds the best for the song, I've learned the song faster than I have to play it. So all I have to do is play it at this speed now. That's the approach I took, just figuring out what works best, sounds best to me, and going from there. I have learned some scales and stuff like that since I've been playing guitar for 19 years. So that was later on though. Cool. I work at a workshop where we do camo on Army vehicles and have done a little work for Marines based there. That's pretty cool. I used to be in stores/warehouse, but I'm now an admin. That's also cool. Since you're into psychology, do you have a theory why do we care about random people's reaction to music currently? I think we're mainly seeking confirmation to our own preferences in music. I actually do. One of the things that I think is if you look, for one, the reaction channels that are getting a lot of views, they have things in the title like Hip Hop Head reacts to metal or Vocal Coach reacts to Nightwish, that sort of thing. You see those channels blowing up a lot more. My theory is, for one, it's clickbait, it's YouTube. People are going to do what they got to do to get as many views as they possibly can because the views themselves are what drive some people. People that actually, like, say you guys in here that have been talking with me for an hour plus, I would think from the creator's standpoint, and this is how I structure my videos, I try to offer something back to the audience. I feel like providing value to you of maybe a perspective, a musical perspective that you haven't heard is what's going to make me stand out from the rest. As far as the people, what do I think about the people react or watching the reactions and why they want to watch the reactions is, for one, you want reassurance, not reassurance, I guess. If you like something, like say, think about in your everyday life. If you like something, don't you normally go to your friends and be like, "Hey, I tried out this. What do you think of it? Here, try it out." You know, you get other people and their feedback on the same thing that you are interested in, or I would think you would. in everyday life. So basically, reactions to me would be like the online YouTube equivalent of that, I guess, if that makes sense. I would agree, prefer to see videos of songs I know slash like compared to new music, not like I don't like new music, but hearing opinions on stuff I like or you like is just cool. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's how Alex and Liv Lost in Vegas took off. Lost in Vegas got a huge break from being posted on Reddit doing Holy Wars Punishment Due. Yeah, see, the thing the thing that I was talking about is people like, for one, people like stereotypes. That's a proven thing. They like to put things in boxes, categorically boxes, that is. So if you have, say, take Lost in Vegas, you have two black men who are reacting to heavy metal. That puts a that puts a box in your mind of what you think they're going to say about it, especially if you like the music that they're reacting to. So you're basically looking at someone who isn't maybe in the same music space as you, and what is their opinion going to be? Some people take it to extremes and act like they are actually insane. I prefer to go a different route. I would prefer, for one, for my own integrity, to be, for one, honest in my review or reaction of what I'm doing. And the whole vocal coach reacts to blah 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 blah. If you ever pay attention, there's a lot of people. You have like Alex Hefner. He puts hip hop head reacts to metal, whatever band. He shot up in subscribers. In 1 year, he's at 230,000. That's incredible. Dude found a way to get views on what he's doing and actually backs that up with entertainment. And he seems like a decent human who's always talking about positivity. That I don't have a problem with whatsoever. It's the people that are like, vocal coach reacts to this, and as soon as you click on the video, they say, hey guys, I teach online voice lessons. You should pay me to do this. Like basically using clickbait to get people to click on their videos to try to sell them things or that sort of thing. That stuff is just like, you don't gotta like stoop to that, I don't think, to get views on YouTube. I would much rather have, say, 100 people that watch my videos, actually care about what my opinion is, actually come back to watch, actually leave comments and interactions with me. I would rather have 100 people like that than have 200,000 subscribers that have nothing to do with like what I'm actually doing and what I'm about. And I'll just stop going off on that now. The thing about Alex is he still uses hip hop head reacts even though he's been doing strictly metal reactions for almost 8 months. Yeah, the thing I would say to that is he was, I wouldn't say the first to do that, but probably one of the first. And that became pretty much his channel's identity. If you see Hip Hop Head Reacts and his thumbnails are always pretty similar, well, it has his face in it for one. That's almost like his brand on YouTube. Yes, it's a very general thing, but people see that and identify that as Alex. So that would be why I would still think he does that. Also, if you notice his past couple videos, I've noticed he has been not doing that. He's now doing the ABCs of metal type thing. Yeah, another thing also, I don't know if that person's even still in here or not. I can't see who all is in here, but another theory I have about these reactions and why people like them is if you ever notice on any bigger reaction channel, if they do other sorts of music, and like someone just pointed out, whenever Alex did hip hop reactions before he started doing metal. And whenever he started doing the metal reactions is whenever his channel took off. For one, that has to do with what I talked about before, where people are looking, it's a hip hop head reacting to metal. For one, that's intriguing. If you, just like the guy that, the pastor reacts to metal that just recently started getting views and stuff on YouTube, that's something that sensationalizes what you're going to see. It's a Christian pastor reacting to metal music. So obviously, all the metalheads are like, "Oh, what's this guy going to say about the music I like?" So they click on the video, probably wanting to hate on it. And the one video I've seen of that guy, he seems like a pretty open-minded guy. He's not like overly trying to force his religion or anything on people. And I mean, obviously it's working for him. He had relatively similar numbers to me and then just shot up completely, which is basically how YouTube works. You do some stuff, find something that works, and hammer it until it doesn't work anymore. All right, I am going to end this stream. We've been doing this for 1 hour and 51 minutes. Thank you to everyone who's joined the whole thing. If you're watching this in the future and you've watched the entire 1 hour and 51 minutes, for one, thank you. You are the best. If you've been in this live stream while it was happening for the entire time, or even for any length of time whatsoever, and you're listening to me right now, watching me right now, thank you. It seriously means the world to me that you would spend any amount of time, let alone 2 hours, with me, watching me, talking with me, all the people in the chat. Seriously, thank you guys. It's really fun talking to you guys, and I'm going to make this a more regular thing. Going to try to do them once a week. I said that once already. Going to try to do these once a week. If I can't do that, at least one every couple weeks, just to kind of keep in contact and interact and have fun. So look forward to more reaction videos coming up tomorrow through whenever. And then we'll probably do another live stream whenever I don't do a reaction. So tomorrow I have a little bit less of a work day. There'll be another reaction tomorrow night. I don't know what exactly I'm going to pick yet. One of the high requests, though. Chaotic Old Boar, thank you for joining along. Mick, thank you as always for supporting everything and being in here. You've been here pretty much the whole entire time. Thank you for that. Everyone else. Chaotic Old Boar email address. Let me set something up specifically for this sort of thing, and I'll get back to you on that, okay? That way I'm not giving out my personal email through here. So let me set up an email address and all that specifically for things to be sent to, and then I'll get back to you. If I don't get back to you, if I forget, if that slips my mind, which it might, remind me. You comment on everything anyways, remind me. Thank you. Appreciate whatever sort of gift you're wanting to give me or show me, whatever you're wanting. Appreciate that as well. Thank you guys. Again, I'm going to end this now instead of saying I'm going to end it 15 times. Thank you. Appreciate you. More coming. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. What?